Okay, so I'm gonna probably end up recording this video like 5-6 times, probably more. But it's funny because it's a part of HIPAA, so so I don't have anything on the screen that is going to be a situation, but it just kind of was flagging for some reason. So if I cut out several times, just be aware that the next video it's crazy. Anyway, long story short, there are several things now going on within health insurance, within coverage and sort and such and so on. So as you can see, the several things I have on the screen, it's a lot going on. So Grown-ups with Sippy Cups wanted to cover this topic, and this is more, it's not more in my field, it's just I've dealt with it a little bit longer. I've dealt with a lot of it a little bit longer. So yeah, so there are things going on right now, and I do have to constantly be in the know, have to constantly see things, look through things. It's whacked out. But Lisa and I did want to touch on this topic with a lot going on. And so you see that there, so you could read through without me interfering. I do a lot of Reddit searching and reading and stuff as well. So there's coming up, there's new work requirements and different things that they're going to be working through when it comes to coverage and stuff like that. And I was just kind of like, oh, this is absolutely lovely. These are things, like I said, you could find on YouTube. You could find, I know people are still finding things on TikTok, Instagram. These are things that are really important for what is happening right now. There are people I know personally who are affected by what is happening. And I don't know how much I can get into without it being flagged for certain things. But, yeah. But it has come down to a lot of different things are factored into the loss of coverage, and so not so much loss of coverage, but the amount of coverage that you would have had. So you go from total loss to possibly losing half of it. And it's not just one or two things. The thing that we were talking about, mostly was Babushka needing help, my bestie, Babushka needing help, and Babushka lost all of her home health coverage. And it was just one of those things where it was like really annoying, because now it's like, who's taking care of who? How do we go about getting her the coverage she needs without putting her into some sort of nursing area? It's just a lot. It's just a lot, especially when the person is independent and they do live on their own, so to speak. And they did have 24/7 care, which is what I do. You kind of have to find an in-between position. You have to find a spot that is safe for this person without you having to give up things that you need, like working, functioning family aesthetic. And now this is all turning into like, what a nightmare. So, but I found that you can get help on Reddit, like find yourself a safe community to go to, and you can get help on Reddit. You can find some people there to guide you on your way, because when I was in there earlier, I actually filled out some different things, comments, sections and stuff, and forums and everything, and that was pretty awesome. Because I was in there not expecting to see much of anything, and there was actually a lot of help. So now I'm waiting for answers to questions I have. But I did want to we're in enrollment season. We are within that time of enrollment season. So I did want to just throw it out there for you guys that while we are in enrollment season, ask all the questions you can ask. Throw it out there. Get help. Get the help you need. Ask for the help that you wouldn't normally ask for. Get questions answered that you normally would not think to ask of, kind of thing. Why do I have cat hair on my face? I have a whole cheat sheet of things that I will constantly, when they call and ask, how's it going? Do you need anything? Do you this? Do that? I am constantly on the phone like, yeah, we need blah, 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 blah. Yes, I need to know if blah, 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 blah. Excuse me. And when we get to that point, it's pretty cool because essentially, is it crooked? No. It puts us in phone numbers we normally wouldn't have, addresses we normally would not have. It gives us a lot more backbone to work with. It gives us a lot more backbone to work with when it comes to the people that that do, how would you say, that do stay sometimes in the background, sometimes all the way, elsewhere in the foreground. Sometimes you don't get to interact with those people. So this is now the season for that, and it's imperative that you get to those sections of those departments that normally aren't open otherwise. So this is the best time to do it during enrollment, open enrollment. If you are working, if you don't have to worry about not working, like I said, it's all within the same branches. One's the mother of it all, and then you have the shoot down, downstream branches of said companies, of said mom and pop's coverage is different from, Barnes and Noble, Target, things like that, of those natures. Like, you get different coverages from there, but it's all coming from the same entity, monopoly, put it that way. But I just wanted to point out that, because I thought I was crazy going over some of the things, but then as I was talking, and then we got into the conversation of Babushka needing help, and I was like, oh my god, wait, what? I was not aware that what was going on here in this state was the same as what was going on in the other state. And it had really basically just tornadoed its way through that state. Not so much here. There is rural loss, but there isn't the loss that that state is going through. So check with your local coverage. Just start asking questions. Just find out, because I don't know, now that we're heading, like I said, into enrollment season, I don't know how bad this is going to get. It's like fingers crossed. I don't know what the waiting time for the waiting list is going to be like. I don't know what it's going to turn into for that. But being as I do receive the letters and have to read them and go through the processes for each and every single person that I am caregiving, it does help that I'm reading a lot and seeing things. Certain things I don't really go over. But if I can help out in any kind of way, I will do so. But if you're in the position of poor Babushka and how she is trying to move on along with, an injury, and how things are getting more and more difficult to get care at home and do all this other stuff, it's kind of it's a catch-22, honestly. But if you're in that position, like I said, there are subreddit communities where you can go in and get help there as well. Probably be a lot better than my help, because there's actually people in there who are doing 24/7, this is what's happening, this is what's happening, that kind of thing. So yeah, this isn't to frighten anybody. This isn't to scare you out of anything. This is just to make you aware of the little snippets and tidbits of what is happening, what is taking place, where it's taking place, how it's going about sudden closing of, offices or something like that. You gotta be aware of that. We didn't find out of closures in our area until it was like, oh, your appointment's canceled, move on to the next one, appointment's canceled, move on to the next one. So that's kind of where we have been with the whole thing, and it's just like, oh my god. So it is honestly just what a wreck, what a mess. Honestly, it is just all over the place. But with that being said, I am going to close out, and I will go do some more reading and such. But everything I have posted here, you guys can definitely go in and take a look for yourselves and such, so forth and so on. 'Cause it's something that you definitely need to take care of sooner rather than later, just to be on the safe side. But you guys, have a great day. Maybe I will post up something else as well. If not, see you guys around. Send your well wishes to Lisa for Chloe, because she's not feeling well today, so that's a poopy dookie bummer. So love you guys, and see you around the water cooler.